What is your current cycle for this competition this year, and have you noticed any side effects or not? In regards to what I'm taking, my competition prep stack has been, it started off with and we are here. What's going on, guys? Brandon Harding here. Hope you're having a great day. Was literally just recording a bit of a physique update. I'll put the footage in right here. And I remembered that about a week ago on Instagram, I said I was gonna do a Q&A video. So I thought, you know what? I got nothing to do right now. The lighting's pretty good. I'm gonna sit down and answer the questions that I was asked. I've picked my top 20 questions that were asked in the picture that I posted right over here about a week ago. I scrolled through all the questions and I picked some of my favorites, things that I feel like need touching on, things that I wanna talk about that are relevant to right now. And yeah, so with that being said, we're gonna get into the first question. They're in no particular order. They're kind of just like screenshotted and like sporadically placed. I'm gonna answer them as they come. So that being said, let's get started. Question number 1. If you could do only one exercise for the rest of your life, which would you pick? Probably deadlifts, just because like they're so good for like all-round strength. They're good for your legs, they're good for your back, they're good for pretty much everything. So definitely deadlifts. Question number 2. Any tips for stretch marks and how to make them a bit less obvious? I personally struggle with this same thing, and I've done my research. You can only do a few things. You can get bio oil, you can keep them moisturized. I suffer with stretch marks on the back of my glutes and in the crease of my arm right here. I made a video about, I like to say like 8 months ago, that maybe hit like 300,000 views, and it was talking about my biggest insecurity, which used to be my stretch marks. And the reason I say I used to be so insecure about them is because right now I've come to realize that they're not anything to be insecure about. They are battle wounds. They show you where you've come and how much progress you've made. You should be proud of stretch marks. Obviously, you can get stretch marks from a ton of different reasons. Obviously, some from extreme weight loss, extreme weight gain, growing, just turning into an adult. Like, you can get stretch marks anywhere. Regardless, you can decrease the visibility of them, the redness, by purchasing some bio oil or just keeping them regularly moisturized. I moisturize after pretty much every shower anyway. I'm proud of them. Like, they're not an insecurity for me anymore. If you are insecure about them, just know that, you know, they're there for a reason. They're there because you put the work in and you've built the muscle you've built, you're changing your physique, and it's a representation and a byproduct of all the work that you have put in. So just be proud of them. But if you do want to decrease the visibility of them, just moisturize them and use the bio oil. What do you think will make you stand out most in your up and coming PCA bodybuilding show? And also, where do you think your weaknesses lie? I think there's a couple things that make people stand out in bodybuilding competitions. Personally, from YouTube videos and competitions that I've been to and seen, it's all about presentation. It's about looking like you own the stage. You need to get on that stage and you need to convince the judges that you've already won before you've won. You can have a good physique and you can come in condition through the work that you put in over the whole 12-week or 16-week prep. I feel it's got a lot to do with stage presence, how much you practice your posing, how confident you look. You can get on stage, you can hit a pose, and if you look kind of nervous or you don't really know what position you're standing in, that's going to be picked up by the judges and you're not going to look confident. But if you're the guy on the stage that smiles, not like cocky, but confidently, and you look into the judges' eyes and you're like, this is me and I'm proud of myself, I'm happy to be here. And if you pose with meaning and with heart, they can tell. And I think that's one of the things that would hopefully make me stand out in this show, because when I step on stage, I only stepped on stage once last year and it was the best feeling in the world. All the emotion, all of the nerves just withered away, and it was the best feeling in the world. And yeah, honestly, the thing that made people stand out for me is how they present themselves on stage. And personally, my weak points, we all know, triceps and calves. My glutes and my hamstrings used to be, but obviously through this prep, I feel like I brought my hamstrings up a little bit, which I'm really proud of. Calves still haven't grown a substantial amount, but it's all about an illusion. The fact that my quads and my hamstrings are going to get smaller through the last few weeks of this prep, the smaller my quads and hamstrings look, the bigger my calves are gonna look. So it's not too bad that they haven't grown too much. It will level out. But next question. Were your friends and family, etc., supportive about not having a real job, so to speak, and pursuing YouTube and fitness as a career? I have really mixed emotions when it comes to this, because my mom for a year and a half trying to build a YouTube channel. She'd be like, Brandon, get a real job. You're never gonna make it. What makes you think that so many people wanna see your life? And it was really hard for me to deal with that. But like, I had a passion, I had a goal, and no matter what anyone told me, even my own mother, she couldn't put me down. Like, regardless of what my friends thought. Obviously, I lost a couple friends because I'm putting myself on camera. People find that uncomfortable and they don't understand why you're trying to do this. And it's just part of the process. If you pursue any goal in life, there are gonna be jealous people. They're gonna be your true friends that really understand and will support you. And they're gonna be people that just don't understand, but it's okay, because eventually they will understand when they find their own goal. And if they don't, then well, that's just too bad. But I have a lot of good friends that have supported me from day one. Half my family did, half my family didn't. As long as you truly believe in what you're trying to do and the goals that you're trying to achieve, then no one can tell you what you're worth. Only you can tell you what you're worth, and only you can justify to yourself why you're trying to do something. No one can tell you that you're making the wrong decision. If you truly believe that you're going down the path less traveled and you're following your dreams, fuck what everyone else thinks. You know, just do you. And if it works out, the same people that were judging you back in the day, they'll be the ones messaging you saying congratulations, but you'll know in the back of your mind that they never had your back, but it's okay, because you are where you are now. Will you be doing any sort of meetups in the future, either with a sponsor or on your own? I have no plans right now. Obviously, I would love to meet a lot of you guys at my show. It's the PCA show in Birmingham at the Birmingham Town Hall on the 16th of September. That's where I'm gonna be on that specific date. It'd be great if you was in the crowd to show you support. As far as in the future, plans to travel to certain places, not to do any meetups, but if anyone would like me to host a meetup, whether it be in London or somewhere else in the world, just let me know and I'll try my best to make it happen. I'm always scared that no one's gonna turn up because of whatever reason. It's just like, it's quite a nerve-wracking thing to like host a meetup by yourself. If you want me to do it in the future, just let me know. What camera do you use and what program do you use for editing? This might surprise you. Not the camera, but the editing software. I use the Canon 80D. I use 3 different lenses. I use the Sigma 18-35. It's about £600. I use the 11-16 Tokina. That was around £400. And the lens that I use to take pictures is the Canon 50mm, which is around £100. The Canon 80D secondhand you can get on eBay for around £500-600. And I also, for the audio, use a Rode mic on top of the DSLR, which is around £150. So all in all, it's just over £1,000 for the setup. But even still, you don't need like a great setup to start a YouTube channel. An iPhone X has good enough quality to start a vlogging channel or to start any sort of YouTube channel. You can spend £300 on a secondhand Canon G7X. Like, you don't need to spend over £1,000. So that's the camera I use. And editing software, iMovie and Final Cut Pro. I don't know how to use Premiere Pro. If I want to do any like cool edits, I'll use Final Cut, but mostly for the vlogs, I just use iMovie. Like, I've built this channel from iMovie, so you don't need any fancy editing software. iMovie comes with the Mac. You don't need to buy anything. So yeah, that's what I use. What's your end goal as a bodybuilder, Olympia, etc.? I do, over the next 2 years, want to get my pro card, and I would like to step on the classic physique Olympia stage one day. Witnessing my physique change in certain ways over this competition prep, and it's really motivating me to one day go for my pro card and to step on that Olympia stage, and hopefully one day convert to classic physique and compete with the best in the world on the Olympia stage. How did you manage to overcome the depression that you were going through in school? I just like realized my own worth. In school, I had a lot of anger issues. I had a lot of things that I was blaming my anger on from the past, growing up, family life, all that kind of thing. But it's beside the point. There is no reason to be sad about anything that happened in the past, because the future is so bright and there are so many wonderful things out there to experience, so many people to meet, so many conversations to have, so many countries to travel to, so much to immerse yourself into in this world. And being depressed, it's almost a waste of a life. It's almost a waste of time. And why not just be grateful for the life that we have and just try our best to experience as much of it as possible? So I kind of just realized myself a little bit more, and that helped. What kind of toll does it have on the mind by cutting down and not being able to eat everything that you want to eat? There's pros and cons. Obviously, not being able to eat what you want to eat makes you constantly aware that you can't eat what you want to eat, which makes you want to eat stuff. As human beings, we want to do everything we're not allowed to do. Eating food is part of life, you know, it's social. You can go out with your friends, go out for meals. You have to, when you can't do these things, you kind of feel like you're missing out on life, but at the same time, you're so driven and you want the time in between meals to pass so fast, so you keep yourself so busy. Like, I have never been so productive over a 12-week period. Honestly, working in overdrive, I'm burning a lot of calories while doing it, which is obviously great for prep. You're constantly thinking about food, but you're also constantly thinking about everything else in life, which makes you get shit done. So yeah, there's pros and cons, but all in all, I can't wait to eat cheeseburgers again, honestly, or cheesecake, pizza. We're getting sidetracked. Next question. Advice for those wanting to start a YouTube channel. Disregard the opinions of everyone else, because one of the big things about starting a YouTube channel is being confident and not caring to vlog in front of other people. You need to realize that the people inside this small little box right now are more important than the 10 to 30 people around you that might judge you temporarily, but it's only because they don't understand what you're trying to do. The opinions of the people around you, they're temporary. You're not even gonna know these people in a few years, and you're gonna have a successful YouTube channel and they're gonna be watching. So just think about that. Did you and Brittany break up and why? This got 20 likes. I'm not going to address this because it's not important. I don't want to put that on social media. We broke up and we're not together now. It's been about a month since we broke up, and we want the best for each other, and the best for me right now is not spending so much money going to America and spending so much time. I need to solidify a future for myself, and I don't want to be a distraction for her while she's trying to pursue certain goals in America. We both have places that we want to be in our lives, and I wish her the very best. We're still in contact, we're still friends. Just know that it was a healthy breakup, and we are both extremely happy and we are content with the reason for the breakup, and I hope you guys can support us both through that and just be happy for us and the future that lies ahead. How do you deal with cravings and stick to your diet? I'm gonna tell you a story. On my last prep, when the cravings got really bad, I would eat food like a cookie. I would chew it up and then, you know, taste it, and then I'd spit it out into the bin without swallowing any of it. I'd drink some water, I'd swallow my mouth out so I consume literally no calories. I'd spit it out, and just that would be enough just so I'd like taste the food. I haven't done that a single time on this prep. Like, that's really unhealthy. I've been given a sufficient amount of refeeds. My coach is really looking after me, and it's actually been better off. I've got more in condition now than I could have ever expected to last competition. I'm 2 weeks ahead compared to last year, and I'm really happy about that. So the way I'm dealing with cravings is just understanding that this time is temporary, and I'm going to be able to enjoy myself later on. It's just right now we got shit to do and we have a show to win. If we do cheat, there's going to be the guy next to us that placed first and we place second that didn't cheat on his diet. So, you know, just think about how you're going to look on stage, and think about, you know, all the people that are going to be watching you, and they're going to know, dude, that guy's got a little bit of fat in his ass. His ass is shaking a little bit. That was definitely because he had a cheat meal that he shouldn't have had. Yeah, that's a little story that happened last prep. Not healthy. Next question, and this is going to be the last question of this Q&A, and it's something that I really want to touch on because I've been asked a lot about it. Someone needs to tell people this stuff because I feel like no one's doing it. There's no honesty, there's no transparency, and I really want to be that guy that, you know, you can come to and that you can trust, and just know that, like, I'm being 100% transparent with you. So what is your current cycle for this competition this year, and have you noticed any side effects or not? I'm going to talk about what, but I'm not going to talk about how much, because I do not want to educate you guys. If you want to get educated, go to a coach. He will tell you everything you need to know. In regards to what I'm taking, I don't want to give amounts because I don't want to give you guys the tools you need to go out and do exactly what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is working for me based on what my coach thinks will work for me based on the knowledge he has on my body. I am not going to use this channel to educate people and promote the use of anabolic steroids. It's just not what I'm going to use the channel for. I'm going to teach you as much as I think I can teach you without setting a bad example, because the use of anabolic steroids is a very serious thing, and you should only do it within competitive sports if your federation is allowing you to use this and it's not banned from that competition. So as far as supplementation goes, you know, I have multivitamins downstairs, all that kind of thing. I'll make a separate video on that. You know, I have protein, BCAAs, glutamine, all that kind of stuff, and all that sort of stuff helps just as much. Like, a supplement is a supplement, but it's not the main thing. You need to build a foundation. I was training 4.5 years before I even considered going down the anabolic chicken route. I didn't mess with my genetic capacity until 4.5 years of training, and I would recommend, if you're ever going to do it, the same for you guys. Don't be the 16-year-old that buys some stuff from China and thinks that they're going to turn into, you know, Jay Cutler overnight. It's just not going to happen. You need to build a foundation for yourself, and just as much as protein is a supplement, anabolic steroids are also just a supplement. They're not going to give you the physique you want like that. You're not just going to take stuff and get massive. You have to put in more work. You have to eat more food. You have to be that much more conscious about your health. You have to have regular checkups. You have to be that much more concerned with your physical well-being when you go to that side. My competition prep stack has been, it started off with Test E. I'm just going to give the brief names. Test E, it's a slow acting test, and I took this to about 6 weeks out. Then converted to Test Prop, which is a faster acting test, and I'll be having this all the way up to a week before the show, because you do want to stop injectables a week before your competition. Next, I've been having slow acting Mastron up until 6 weeks, and then fast acting Mastron, so TMT. Test, Mast, and Tren. Tren, slow acting, Tri-Tren, and then fast acting 6 weeks before the show. So it's pretty basic, slow acting, and then TMT, fast acting until about a week before the show. Then it's all cut out because you want to stop injectables and only have orals. Now, as far as orals go, which is tablet form, not injectables, I've been having T3, which is a very minor fat burner. I've been having this for the past 4 weeks, and then you have it until show day. It's very minor. Obviously, I want to rely on my cardio and my dieting for my condition, and I'm also having a little bit of Winstrol just before the show just to harden up and dry out. That is pretty much my whole stack. Like, there's nothing more to it. If anything, I'm having half dosages so I have somewhere to go to in the future. And I'm also only 21 years old. I don't want to put a mass amount of stuff in my system. I'm only having half dosages, so anything that I'm having, it would be half of what a pro is having. So I have somewhere to grow to when I'm 22, 23, 24, and so on in the future. But I just want to be the guy that is transparent and you guys can genuinely come to for advice, and you know that what I'm saying is honest and transparent, and I'm not bullshitting anyone. Like, you know, anything, any advice that I give, anything that I bring out, anything that I sell, any merchandise, any plans, it's all 100%. There is no bullshit. It's going to be real. It's going to be everything you need to know, and that's what I want this channel to be as well. So it's a very iffy topic to talk about, and I hope that you use this information responsibly. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to end this video here. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. If you haven't already, join the Dons Con. Thank you, Ben Roberts, for dropping some love on my last Instagram picture. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.